Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Monday, July 27th, 2026. What a blessing to be present with all of you. Hope that you and yours are safe and well. We have a lot to talk about today, but first let's do what we do every day, which is say good morning to each other by name. Louise, nice to see you, my friend. Adele and Jonathan, Ronnie, Daniel, so nice to see you. Been thinking about you a little bit. Jonathan and Barry, Boker Tov, friends. Let's see who else is here. Say a few good mornings, and then we'll get started with our day. Lydia and Linda, Caddy, good morning. George, Boker Tov, everybody. All right, let's take a breath, sing a bracha, we'll learn some Torah. It's broadcast 1599. Yai lai 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 lai, diddy yai lai lai lai, diddy yai lai 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 lai, ay ay la lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah la'asok b'divrei Torah hafoch ba v'hafoch ba la'asok b'divrei Torah. Today I lie, 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 lie. Today I lie, lie, lie. Today I lie, 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 lie. I lie, lie. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see all of you. There's a lot to talk about. Let's first of all dedicate some of our learning today to those who were attacked in Berlin at the Pride Parade. Let's continue praying for the recovery of two young men who were physically attacked on the streets of New York City, one of whom was a Jewish man leaving shul on Tisha B'Av, and one of whom was an Asian man who seems to have been caught in the violence. It is really important for us to continue to offer our blessing, offer our prayer, and continue paying attention so that whatever we learn, whatever we do, is about rebuilding the world in the ways that it most desperately and directly needs. So good morning, everyone. It's good to see all of you. It is Parshat Ekev, and the Torah portion is focused on the word if, Ekev. So Ekev is related to the word Yaakov, the name Jacob. So what does Ekev mean? Ekev means if on the heels of. So I want to focus on one small part of this week's Torah portion, which is when the Torah says, if you listen, blessing will come your way. And if you do not, it will not come your way. Curse will come your way. And the context of this is Moses giving a very long goodbye speech, knowing that his time is limited and we're about to enter the land without him. And so he's giving us this very intense warning, a caution, saying, learn from the mistakes that you've made. Don't make further mistakes. The future is not promised. It is contingent. It is contingent upon your deeds. And the specific warning that I wanted to focus on today is one that is hard for us to talk about. So let Moshe be the one who talks about it. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our teacher, says, be careful, because once you have what you need in this promised land, you might become haughty. Your heart might begin to say, I accomplished this for myself. Remember that you did not. This has come to you as an accumulation of blessing from far beyond. Obviously, this is pointing towards gratitude, but the danger of a haughty heart, of arrogance, is something that we must be paying attention to today. Now, in New York, these have been very complicated times for the Jewish community. To hear the political incitement that is being perpetrated over and over by the mayor is one way of remaining vigilant. But we don't only exist in one part of the world. The Jewish community is a global, thank God, Am Yisrael, the nation that we are, the Jewish people. In the state of Israel, besides the fact that there are elections being planned for October 27th, the current violence that is being perpetrated by Jews in the West Bank against Palestinians with very little impunity is something that we need to be vigilant around too. The kind of self-defense that we need to make sure that we maintain, especially here in New York and in defense of the State of Israel, those are obligations. They're not questions. The threats to Jewish security and safety are real, and our obligation is to be as vigilant as we've ever been, bringing everything we can to bear, including political opposition. But it is really important for us to think about as well is what we do with the power that we must fight to maintain, which is about and must be maintained about physical safety. But that does not translate into the haughtiness of spirit that says we did this for ourselves and we answer to no one. No, we know. We know, and we must remember the promises and the threats, the caution of the book of Deuteronomy, which is what Moses is saying to us. When you enter the promised land, do not forget to whom you owe this. Your behavior will determine your position in the land. As Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel famously said about the State of Israel, there's nothing inherently holy about the State of Israel. It is the testing ground to see if we will conduct ourselves in a holy way. Because haughtiness, after all, and this is a teaching of the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of Hasidism, haughtiness is an attitude that blinds us to reality. It makes me think too much of myself and too little of someone else. I know this is hard to hear, because here we are, especially I'm coming to you from the UJA office in Westchester County, part of our work in New York, and especially right now in New York City, but not limited to it, the Jewish community is under threat. That's true. We have a lot of work to do to maintain our safety, our integrity, and to demand the full dignity of being seen as human by political leaders and by our neighbors. That is going to be work. And we have work around this that will be lifetimes. We will not shrink from it. But the other half of this is we are called to be the humans we demand to be seen as, which means self-accountable. And when violence is done by a member of our family, as it is being done in the West Bank by members of our family to perhaps distant cousins to the Palestinians in villages. It's not true of every Jew, it's not true of every resident of the West Bank, but too many violent actions over the last year. Again, perhaps incited by political leaders in Israel. There are obvious ones who are in charge both of the enforcement of law and whose rhetoric has been inflaming this kind of action. We need to hold ourselves as accountable as we expect anyone to be held. That is an obligation that we have. And so I would invite us to think very, very closely about what we mean when we learn this Torah portion. Are we so haughty to think that we answer to no one? Of course not. That's not who we are, and that's not who we aspire to be. We are called to be the humans we demand to be seen as. And that's going to require some courage. It's going to require introspection. It's going to require of us the kind of fortitude that our ancestors showed. And it's going to require that we answer Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses our teacher, with, we hear you. We have an obligation. We are up for it. We will do the work. This is something our ancestors never could have dreamed of. It's our blessing and our obligation to answer this with integrity, to know that we are the humans we want to be seen as, and that requires of us being human. So let's take a breath. Let's send our hearts to the east. Let's sing. Let's sing to the east. Kol hod balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvateinu התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, my friends.